Welcome to the Take Action Now Summit. You will discover groundbreaking strategies for personal and business growth with leading experts and innovators. Today, transform forward. Step into 2024 with confidence. Strengthen your network, build relationships, and develop awareness and skills. Join our 21 world-class speakers and experience inspiration, hope for your future, and an elevation of your ambitions. Inspired Choices Network, our summit hosts, are excited to have you here.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Gordon Melville here. And have you ever been asked, at a Christmas party with a significant other, with a partner, and you're sitting around with a bunch of people you don't know? And what are the types of things people ask? Hey, how are you? What do you do? Why do we ask that kind of thing? I think we ask it because we don't want to go deeper than that. And most of the time, they don't want to know how you really are. Matter of fact, if you answer it, they probably get upset. They probably like, no, wait. I don't really want to know. I'm just asking to be polite. It's something we say to be polite. And we conflate who we're being with what we're doing. My talk today, we're talking about who you be. It's something I ask brand new people that I've never met before. Hey, who you be? And we laugh and they go, wow, you know what? That your grammar's baffed. Your grammar's not quite there. And I'm like, no, I get it. I'm asking that way for a reason though. It's a pattern interrupt. I'm trying to interrupt their brain for a second. I want them to really think about what I'm asking. In our world, we get moving so fast, right? We're all just go. And we forget about who we're being. We get in on that hamster wheel of doing and we stop who we're being. We don't pay attention to who we're actually being. And so if we can understand, if I focus, because energy goes where focus, right? If I focus, that's where the energy is going to go. And so if I focus on what I'm doing, I forget who I'm being. If I focus on who I'm being, eventually there's alignment there. And then what I'm doing becomes an extension of who I'm being. And then it doesn't make life easier necessarily, but there's flow there. It's all running in the same direction. It gets easier. It's simpler that way. Focus goes, or where focus goes, energy flows. And so what I'm saying is we want to get, and that's why I'm talking about that way. We conflate what we're doing with who we're being. And I think we do that for a bunch of different reasons. We do that because we don't want to actually look at who we're being a lot of the time. What the fun part for me is once they figure out what I've asked them, who are you being? They don't know. They can't answer that question. Can you answer that question? Who are you being? Who are you showing yourself to be? And so we only have a few minutes today, and I want to just talk real quick. And who we're being can change. Who we're being, depending on where we are, it can be different. I could be different with my family. Now, you hear people say, well, how I do one thing is how I do everything. And I believe that's true in a lot of different ways. But I think in terms of who we're being, base, who I'm being will never change. I'm always the same person. But how I show up and how I show the world who I'm being may change depending on who I'm standing in front of. And over time, as I intentionally grow, I am going to, that who I'm being is going to change, right? When I was a child, I was being a child. When I was in high school, I was being a student. Right now, again, not to conflate what I'm doing. I was going to school, right? That's what I was doing, but who I was being was student. And we get into the adult world, we do the same thing. Hey, what do you do? Well, I was born to be a doctor. I was born to be a pro athlete. I was born to, no. That's what we do. Now, we can look at those and go, you know what? I have a propensity. I talk to athletes all the time. I talk to people that are really, really good at whatever it is they do. They have a propensity for it. It's still not who they're being. And so I want to, because the big question that always comes up, by the way, if you're not journaling, if you're not writing some of this stuff down, you probably will hear some stuff you want to remember. So I would recommend you get a journal, get something to write with. I'm going to give you 10 quick ways to not just figure out, but to live in a space where you're focused on being. That's the question. People go, okay, so once I find out, how do I find out who I'm being? How do I find out who I'm supposed to be? They're not sure. And so I want to give you just real quick this afternoon. And this has been a wonderful, wonderful summit. If you haven't listened to the other speakers, make sure you go and listen to the other speakers. There's some incredible stuff. I don't know how many pages of notes I've written today, taking it in, but it's amazing. So as we get going, or as we talk here, the first one I want to give you is know yourself. Understand what your true worth and value is. Because mindset, I talk a lot about mindset. I'm a champion mindset mentor for a pro basketball team, and they looking at their mindset. I was asked, is that the foundation underneath everything? Well, partly yes, because nothing happens in our life without our mind, and literally our brain, right? Even the things we're not thinking about. We're breathing, there's blood pumping through us. We're not thinking about those things though, but something in our brain, something in our subconscious is looking after that. It's happening anyway, right? Even without thinking about it. So, but knowing that foundation piece around your mindset, there's something underneath your mindset, and it goes to the core piece of who you're being. What's your worth? What's your true intrinsic worth? And I choose to say Papa, and I call God Papa because of my relationship with him, but he says we have infinite value for no other reason than we are. For not because of what we do, not because of what our title is or our amount of money or where we live or what we drive or who we know or what, none of that matters. We have infinite worth and value because we are. And if I can hold on to that, the mindset that gets created out of that is exactly what it's supposed to be. If I don't understand my worth and value, then the mindset that's created of that is skewed because I'm not sure who I'm supposed to be. I struggle with who I'm supposed to be. So know yourself, because that'll be a limiting belief. You've heard lots of people talk about limiting beliefs. Not knowing who I am, not knowing what my value is, not knowing what my worth is, not understanding who I need to be is a limiting belief, and it'll stop us from getting to our goals. You want to know and understand fully who you are, who you be, right? Who you're being. Second one is let go of negative, because the self-talk is literally limiting beliefs will manifest in self-talk. Negative. We hear people call shadow, right? That thing in our head that goes, oh, who do you think you are? New Year's resolutions. Last 6 weeks, maybe they're already done. It's the 1st of February. Lots of people have stopped doing New Year's resolutions. They're not there anymore. How come? That those resolutions aren't there? Because something deep in their subconscious went, who the hell do you think you are? Why are you so special? Why should you be trimmer or smarter or healthier or whatever the resolutions were? And we go, you know what? You're right. Because we don't understand what our real true worth and value is. So let go of negative self-talk. Be careful when you hear yourself go, oh, I suck. Your brain doesn't understand the difference between real and imaginary. So it just takes that in. Subconscious is going to take that in. The third one is focus on your strengths. We are not what we do. So we screw up and we, oh, I suck. No, you don't. With our kids, we're really careful, right? You're bad. No, the activity, you're a good kid that sometimes does bad things. Or adults that are good adults that sometimes screw up. And that's okay. But focus on the strengths. Focus on what we do well. John Maxwell used to say, we have strengths and weaknesses. A lot of people spend lots of time and money and energy trying to make their weaknesses better. And even if we spend all that time and money and energy, you may still only be mediocre at those things. But if you spend that same time, money, and energy on your strengths, You'd be world class on those things. So focus on your strength. Number 4, stop living in the past. Why? And we all hear that, but why is your rearview mirror this big and the windshield's this big? Because where you're going is more important than where you've been. But a lot of us get stuck when you're driving and you're looking at your rearview mirror. You're not staring into your rearview mirror, right? You're not just, oh man. That's not what you're doing, right? What we're doing is looking forward. We're looking into the future. Way more important. But so much of us, we get stuck glaring and looking and judging ourselves based on staring into the rearview mirror. And we wonder why we crash. We wonder why we just slam into stuff all over the place. Why we can't stay on the path. But we're looking this way instead of that way. So stop living in the past. It's gone. It's over. You can't do anything about it. You can't change it. Right? Well, I should have done. Well, no, you can't. Stop shitting all over yourself. We got to stop doing that. Why? Because it's stopping us from being able to move forward. You made the choice. Now it's time to go forward. Now it's time to move in a positive direction. Stop caring. Next one, stop caring what other people think. Other people's opinion of you is not your business. And it stops so much of us, right? We look, oh, what are people going to think of me with my hat or my beard or I wear shorts in the winter, shorts and sandals through the winter. But do I think about what people are going to think? No, I don't care. But we put so much stock into what other people think. Stop caring what other people think. Your journey is for you. It's not for anybody else. You don't need validation or approval or permission. Nobody has to give you that. Nobody has to give you that. Your journey is for you. My journey is for me. And I want to hang out with people that are going to support that are going to celebrate that are going to be cheerleading for that. They're not threatened by my success. They're cheerleading to push me forward. So stop caring what other people think. Be open to change. We're worried about change. It scares us. At least it's a devil I know. If I stay here, it's a devil I know. If I move forward, I don't know what's going on. I'm afraid of that change. But as long as nothing changes, if you don't change it, nothing's changing. What lens are we using to look at it with? We need to change the lens maybe to look at the situation. As a suicide survivor, I can look at that experience and go, oh, it was negative, it was dark, but I choose not to do that. I use a lens that says it was Papa gifting me perspective I needed to get my mission done. It turns it into a positive. So be open to change. Be open to stuff happening. Be vulnerable is the next one. If you don't like that word, you know what? So be raw and real. It means the same thing. Be in touch with that side of yourself. Don't take yourself so serious. Question: do you know what your grandfather's dad's name is? Most people don't. We get all stuck in this stuff around. We don't want people to see stuff. Be vulnerable. Let them see. It's not going to matter. At the end of your life, they're going to put your stuff in storage or give it away. Your kids might take some of it, heirlooms, but at the end of the day, most of it's going away. And within 2 generations, 3 generations, they won't even be able to. Who was this person? You're a picture in a book. Stop getting so tied into that. Be vulnerable. That's how we connect as human beings. If I see someone that doesn't have any problems, they're unrelatable. They don't have EQ. Emotional quotient, by the way. Big talking about emotional quotient. The next one, express yourself. Journal your experiences. So how does this affect me? Write it down so you remember and can learn from it. So many things go away. We used to do a thing with the kids where because they weren't up at midnight on New Year's Eve, we would start every week, we would sit down and as a family, we would write something that was an aha moment or a miracle or something that we thought really impacted us in a positive way that week. And we would write, each of us would do it. All 5 of us would come up with something. We'd write it on a piece of paper. We'd fold it up, put it in a jar. And then on New Year's Eve, we would dump the jar on the floor and open up all the little pieces. Oh, I forgot that happened. I forgot because we don't remember. Write stuff down. Express yourself. You have a voice. Use it. You don't need my permission to do that. Use your voice. You have unique fingerprint for a reason. Nobody else can make the imprint on the world that you can make. And the world needs us, needs you to do that. Express yourself. The ninth one is get out of your own comfort zone. With the 6 human needs and whatever, certainty is one of those needs. A lot of people want certainty. I want certainty. I came from I did spend some time in the financial world. Oh, what's the certain investment? I want to make sure I don't lose money. I want to make sure I make lots of money. What's the certainty? Well, the only thing I can guarantee you as far as certainty is the market will go up and the market will come down. That's the certainty. But getting used to it changing, being used to and embracing change. It doesn't mean you don't evaluate the risk, but it's a thinking about it and then doing it anyway. What's the risk? Right at the moment, the way the world is working and the speed we're moving at, the riskiest thing is staying pat, is not moving. Because if you aren't moving forward, if you're standing in one place, the world's moving past you. That's just the reality of it. We have to keep moving forward. So get out of your comfort zone. You'll never grow in your comfort zone. Never, ever, ever. Got to move forward. And the last one is find your community. Find a bunch of people that are your cheerleaders. Connect with Inspired Choices Network. And connect with find your tribe. Find the people that celebrate you. There's lots of them out there. Connect with those people, because those are the people that are going to support you and inspire you. They're going to be able to reach out to them and go, hey, I'm struggling. Find the people that will be supportive and surround you when you need it. And you'll support them and be supportive when they need it. But unless we do that, it's very difficult. They say if you want to go fast, go by yourself. But if you want to go far, you need to find a tribe. You need a group to go forward, to go far. And most of us are trying to do that. Most of us are trying to go far. So my challenge to you is, who are you being? Who are you being? How do you show up in your life? Who are you being for yourself? And then who are you being for the people around you? Who are you being for your family? I talk a lot. My avatars are pro athletes and entrepreneurial men. And we do this thing where we're at work. And I think it works the same for women too. A lot of times it's less impact because they're more in touch with their emotional quotient. Men a lot of times aren't. And we get validated at work. We get told we're good at work. We know we're good at work. So we want to spend time there. We go home. 50% of relationships end in divorce. And our kids look at us and go, you're not the boss of me and I hate you. And we go, I'm not getting anything here. I'm going back to work. And it causes problems. Find your tribe that will support you. Find the people that will look after you. Pay attention to who you're being, not so much what you're doing. Allow what you're doing to be the extension of who you're being. The challenge is pay attention to how you're showing up in the world. Legacy is not an end-of-life thing. It's what you've poured into people every day. Pay attention to it. Are we aware of what we're leaving behind us? Who are we being in people's lives? Be abundant. Live abundantly with intention. Make it a great week. Enjoy the summit. It's been wonderful to be here. Thank you for spending some of your limited time with me today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for joining this inspirational talk on the Take Action Now Summit. Inspired Choices Network and our expert speakers are excited to connect with you and learn about your desires to evolve and grow in 2024. If you'd like to learn more about everything Inspired Choices Network offers, including future summits, please email us at info@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.